Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Plant-Based Kristin. What we are making today is Cowboy Caviar. It's actually a really great recipe that I got from my aunt years ago, and it's really great for parties, and it's also really good as like a snack, even in between meals and stuff if you want. This recipe makes a ton of it though, so unless you're going to have a party or give it away to some people, you'll probably want to half the recipe if it's just going to be like for snacks for yourself. What I've got here in this bowl is I have 2 cans of black beans. So the recipe actually calls for 1 can of black beans and 1 can of black-eyed peas, but I can't always find black-eyed peas at the store for some reason. So whenever that happens, I just use an extra can of black beans. And then it calls for either 2 cups of frozen corn, or you can use canned corn. If you're going to use canned corn, though, I do suggest that you rinse it, though. I rinse everything that comes out of a can, just to get all the preservatives and stuff off. Or you can use frozen corn. Just make sure you thaw it before you put it in here, because it will have a lot of liquid too, so you're going to want to pour out the liquid just so it's not going to be all crazy looking. And then we're also going to add a can of diced tomatoes. Can you see that? Throw that in here. Okay, and this also calls for, we're going to do some jalapenos. It calls for a half of a cup of this. If you can't really handle heat though, do less. Then I've got some Italian dressing here. We're going to put some of that in there. We're going to put some onion, a little garlic salt, which I'm out of garlic salt, so we're going to combine garlic pepper and garlic salt equal amounts and throw that in there. And that's basically going to be it. Oh, and a quarter of a green pepper. And that's basically the recipe. So it's very simple, and it's basically just opening things up in assembly. There's only a couple of things to prep, really. Just getting the seeds and the membranes from this pepper out of the way. But yeah, at first I tried this at my aunt's, and it was so yummy, and it's so simple to make. There's no actual cooking involved at all. Just a little bit of prep, that's all. You can just chop these up small so they're about the same size as like the beans and the corn are. And this way you get even flavors in your mouth when you're dipping. But yeah, I'm having a party on Monday at my place, and this dip is going to go towards it. So pretty excited about that. We are having a hot sauce party. Because I got this whole package of hot sauces for my parents for my birthday one year. Was it my birthday or Christmas or something? Because they know that I like spicy stuff. And I've opened maybe 4 of the 11 that they gave me. So, yeah, I had some friends over last week, and they saw the hot sauces, and I was like, let's have a hot sauce party and get rid of some of this, and you guys can try it, you know? So, yeah, that's going to be on Monday. And for those of you who, I'm not sure if you guys have looked, but actually Thursday night I posted in Plant-Based Kristin, and I put this recipe on the page, so if you need the recipe, you can just go there. It's just if you go to Facebook and just look up Plant-Based Kristin. My name's spelled Kristin though, so yeah, it's not spelled the usual way. But you should be able to find me if you haven't already. So we're just chopping these up nice and small, a little smaller than we did the peppers. About a half a cup here. I'm doing the full half a cup because it's going to be a hot sauce party, and I think most people are going to be able to handle the heat that are going to be there. But I am going to have, you know, some mild stuff. I'm going to do like some mild guacamole and some salsa. I'm going to make my vegan ranch, which I made in an earlier episode of Plant-Based Kristin, which everybody seems to really, really love. So they want me to put it on everything, literally. So we're going to make a bunch of that. I need to make like a vat because I had to make, I think, 5 rounds of it at my last party because people liked it so much. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. Doing half a cup. We're about halfway there. Not even. We got a ways to go still. And my favorite type of chips to do with these are the Tostito scoops, because you can really, you know, pick up the dip like really well, in my opinion. We're getting there. Do one more round of this, and that should cover us. I don't know if anybody has ever tried this, but if you ever have like the end part of the jalapeno, it is not pleasant. So I always cut that off, and I do not use that part ever. But I love this, and then you can chill it, and you know, it stays good for probably a good week in your refrigerator. You're supposed to chill it for at least 20 minutes after you make it. I'm probably going to eat some of this tonight because it's so good. Alright. I think that should be enough. Little more? Just a little bit more. Yeah, tad bit more. We'll do a smaller spoonful. We'll try that. We'll see how that goes. So I'm not sure where everybody lives, but here in Cleveland, it finally felt like spring today for the first time this season. And actually, I think it got up to 70 at one point today, which was awesome. Tomorrow's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be 70 here in Cleveland. I know some people who took the day off just because they saw the weather report. But it hasn't been much of a spring for us. I don't think it's been much of a spring for many people. It's been very cold. Alright, I think we're in business now. Yeah. We're good. So that goes in here. I'm going to keep the scoopy just in case. Okay, it also calls, the recipe also calls for a lot of cilantro, so I've got a new batch of cilantro that I got from the store. And like I told you guys, every time I use the cilantro, I usually rinse and put in new water, and it'll stay good. I mean, it stays good for pretty much a month in my fridge like this, which is awesome. Because even a recipe like this that calls for a lot of cilantro, it's you never use up the entire package. I mean, they give you so much. We're going to start off with this amount and see how it is. I'm going to pull it off of its stems. I'm going to put the stem in my bag for vegetable stock. So that we don't waste anything. I love cilantro. It goes so well on so many things. And I love that this bag technique works so well, because I finally feel like I don't just buy it just to use one time and waste the rest. So that's awesome. This calls for 3/4 of a cup of cilantro, so it's going to be a lot. And we're going to just do like a rough chop on it. Yeah, and I don't use most of the stem part. I believe you can, but the stem has like more, I think, a stronger flavor. So, I mean, unless you were cooking it, I don't really think you'd probably want to use the stem unless you really like the flavor of cilantro. But I do feel like it can be too strong sometimes, so. Does that look like that might be enough right there? All right, let's stop there, and we're gonna start chopping some of this up. We'll stick these bad boys back in the water. Yeah, this might be enough right here. I'm just doing a rough chop here. The great thing about the salsa too is it's got really great colors in it. You've got red from the tomato, you've got yellow from the corn, black from the black beans, green from the cilantro, the jalapenos, and the green pepper. So it's just a lot of really pretty colors. If you want to switch it up a little bit, you could always use like an orange bell pepper, yellow or red. It does change the flavor a little bit though, in my opinion. Some people can't taste the difference. But. So I'm making the cilantro so it's about the same size as like the jalapeno that I put in there. I think we're in business. Throw that in there. And then onion, and then garlic salt, and the Italian dressing, and then that's it. And it's so funny because when I tasted this, I had no idea that there was Italian dressing in this. I was actually really surprised when my aunt gave me the recipe and I saw that. I was very surprised to see Italian dressing on there. Okay, half an onion. Peel the skin off, and the first layer of onion, because it has a weird texture in my opinion. Make sure we got the skin off. Peel all that off. And we're just going to chop this up as well. For people who aren't used to prepping or chopping, I just lost a bunch. Prepping or chopping vegetables, the safest way to do it is to make sure that you always have a flat surface. Even when you're using something round, I usually try and cut it, and then if this was like still whole, like I would cut this right here and then just make sure that I have a flat end against the cutting board. This way you don't have a lot of movement and it's a lot safer and you have more control over what you're actually cutting. So always try and find a flat surface when you're prepping stuff. There's our onion. We're going to kind of break it apart a little bit. Onion's flying everywhere. Onion is flying everywhere. Okay. And then we're done with the prep. So now it's just, oh, I caught that. That was awesome. Okay. Italian dressing. And I think I got this from Aldi's. It's just regular zesty Italian. I like the zesty usually. It just tastes a little better to me. It's usually easier to open. Alright, the recipe actually calls for a full cup of Italian dressing, but my aunt actually made a really good point that was a little, she felt like it was a little too much, and I agree with her. You know what, we're going to mix this up a little bit, hold on. Because that was all oil that I just got. So instead of a full cup, we do 3/4 of a cup. There we go, that looks better. There we go. That looks like actual Italian dressing and not just oil. Okay, so we're going to do 3 of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3. And even that, if you look at it, that looks like a lot right there. But we're going to mix it up and then it's gonna look like a lot less, trust me. Let's get all this out of the way. Okay, so that you guys can see this. And we're just going to mix everything together. So that's to chill this for at least 20 minutes after making it. And then it's ready to serve. This is actually going to chill overnight for me. I'm going to bring some into work tomorrow. I'm going to have some for the party. So I'm actually going to break this up into 2 containers. Because I want to feed some people at work. But then I'm also going to have some for Monday night's party. So yeah, just mix it up until it looks like it's well mixed. Oh my god, it smells so good. And there's no cooking involved. This is like so easy. Just put a bunch of stuff together and you're in business. So I'm going to cover this and I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes and just let all the flavors incorporate. Then I'm going to mix it up and put it into these 2 containers, one for work, one for the party on Monday. And that is it. I mean, this is Cowboy Caviar. And it's so good. So it's really that simple. This took me, how long is this video? We are at 19 minutes, but that's because I was also talking. So it would probably take maybe 15 minutes to make total. And then you got a delicious dip. So yeah, I'm going to put this in my fridge to chill for a few minutes, and then I'm going to package it. But yeah, that's it. Cowboy Caviar. So thank you guys again for checking in on another episode of Plant-Based Kristin. I'm going to post a new video every Friday. I feel like that works out well. If you have any questions about any of the techniques I used, which this episode, there really wasn't a ton in my opinion. Or if there's anything new that you guys want me to try, just put it in the comments. Follow me on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, Plant-Based Kristin on Facebook. And yeah, I had fun cooking with you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good night.